Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist, and here's the news while we were away. We did have jolts earlier this morning. I did post the data in the chat, but the job openings picked up in October to the highest level in 5 months. That said, the number of layoffs in October also rose to 1.85 million, the highest since 2023, and hiring declined by 218,000. So it does show that the market is slowing, but not as significantly as some alternative data would suggest. That said, this is stale data. This is from October. We will not get November's jolts until January 7th, and then December's on January 9th. So be aware of that. We did see the bonds move a little bit on that data. However, speaking of which, we had a smooth 10-year auction. It was remarkably unremarkable. We had the award rate of 4.175 was right on the screws. Bid to cover 2.55, so it went as well as one could have expected. I know that since that auction, however, we have seen a move to the downside, particularly in the 10-year, and I know Jimmy will be going over that on the Edge report as soon as we are done here. We had the USDA lower cattle price outlook after the Tyson beef plant closure. If you remember, we talked about this about a month and a half ago with one of our guests. They're closing a plant in 2026, and so the USDA just had their latest report out and lowered its estimates for 2026, citing reduced slaughter plant capacity early next year and repricing the data. So we know that beef lovers will like that if we have some stabilization of beef prices next year. Next, and this is kind of important, the U.S. bank regulator now says that banks can act as crypto intermediaries. So effectively, banks act as brokers, buying assets from one counterparty by simultaneously entering into a transaction to sell those assets to another counterparty, and the bank doesn't hold on to the crypto. In other words, simply put, bank buys crypto from seller, right away turns around and sells it to a buyer, but it doesn't keep the crypto itself. And so they just facilitate the trade and both get what they want. Now, why this is important is because letting regulated banks intermediate kind of riskless principal crypto trades makes it simpler for institutions and regular customers to go to access the crypto through those same banks they already bank at, and they don't have to go to another exchange. So that could mean also more liquidity, tighter spreads, more on-ramps and more on-ramps between dollars and tokens. And then banks obviously like that because they don't have to hold that crypto on their balance sheet since they're just the intermediary. So something new on the crypto front to definitely keep an eye on. We know this administration is very pro-crypto. When this news came out, we did see Bitcoin and Ether both shoot up substantially. So crypto markets are liking this news. And then last but not least, just some market stats for you. I guess markets exhibit strong trends on different days of the weeks, but it turns out that Thursdays is the worst day for the S&P 500, with average returns negative compared to any other day of the week. So keep that in mind when you're trading, I guess, as well. And with that, I will hand it off to Jim for an Edge report.
Thank you, Tracy. Let's start with that 10-year note. I have a daily chart up right now on the screen. I have the stats that Tracy mentioned about the auction today. And, at 1 o'clock when the auction happened, not a lot of stuff happened. But since then, it has. Look at this continued sell-off. We're getting close to the session lows. almost a perfect double bottom between today and yesterday. So far, moving averages are all crossing under. That's not a good thing. We've taken out the previous swing low that we saw on November 5th, and the swing low before that we saw on September 25th, and now we're approaching a new swing low target around 111, 15, 30 seconds ish, give or take a few ticks down here where my gray rectangle is. So not looking good. The 10 years kind of selling off. Let's just go to intraday just to kind of see that candle here. Right, this is a 30-minute candle that I have on the screen. This is boom, the news hit. The next candle started percolating. Yeah, we sold off maybe a tick or two, not a lot, and then we just had another big candle on the way down. So, bottom of the initial balance. We never got, we tapped yesterday's low, it's the previous session's low, like I said, to the tick. And right now, it's just not retracing back up at all. The 9 EMA has led a separation there as well. Tracy also mentioned crypto. They're on fire, man. Look at my screen. Ether up 7.45, Sol 6.55, XRP or Ripple 2.5, and the Bitcoin over 3.5%. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin. Let's go to the daily chart real quick. And kind of a nice move up, actually. I'm still looking for these April lows, but not today. Nice rally up. We're actually going to, at this rate, we're going to close above the 21 EMA. That's my green line. This is a daily chart. We're out of the rotation zone, so that's pretty positive if we close up here. But we're right at that 50% retracement. Again, I'm just measuring this small little trend here that we started November 11th down to the peak low on November 21st. So we're halfway back up. So we'll see. I would like to see another green candle tomorrow to kind of give me confirmation that, okay, now we're kind of back in a bullish kind of sentiment, and then I want to get to that June swing low before I get too excited about it. And that's just south of that 100,000, 99,500 intraday. I already scolded everybody about this. We hit that IB breakout to the upside, hit that 1-day max by MenthorQ, easy peasy, kept going a little bit, didn't quite get to call resistance, but there was a nice IB breakout to the upside trade idea with that MenthorQ 1-day max as a target. Right now, a bunch of baby candles in a row, so probably going to settle close to here. The other market that's completely gone haywire, which is my favorite, and Tracy told us so. Let's go to silver. This is a really impressive chart. We talked about this twice already this morning. I'm going to talk about it again today. We had a little bit nice rally here. We had a double top right around that 53.80-ish level, give or take. That purple box that I had right there is actually a plum-colored box. Then we retraced back down. Then we broke out to the upside. And then we had a nice consolidation period, right? A nice 5 or 6 days, kind of consolidated between 57.4 and 59.4. Boom, today broke out to the upside here, hitting these extension numbers. And these are really good extension numbers from the way I drew it. So low to high to retest low back to the extension. That's where I drew the points from. And 150% now, 61.36 is just, we could see it, we could touch it, we could taste it. We're almost there. So silver is just a spectacular rally. It's been going on for a long period of time. And it's still in a really, really strong bullish disposition. Let's shoot over to crude oil really quickly here. That's another interesting market because, we had kind of a use your imagination kind of trend, a little bit of a trend line break today. Let me open this up a little bit. Use your imagination here from this low back here on the 25th, all the way kind of up here. We closed below it or right on it yesterday. Today's the second day in a row with a decent sized sell-off. The moving averages are completely confused. There's no cross, there's no touch, but now the 8 is starting to accelerate downward from the 21, causing some divergence in the opposite direction on the downside. But we have a bunch of buyer's wicks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And right there at 57.94 level, we're getting close to that again. So we'll see if we penetrate there intraday. Let's see, what did crude do intraday? This is a crazy, crazy volume profile distribution. It's really a double distribution. Some purists will say, well, there's this distribution way up here at the top pre-market, Jim. You got to call it a triple distribution. You could call it that if you want. But at the end of the day, point of control, boom, right down here by S1, right down here by the IB low, right down there by Jax 2, three areas of interest, four areas of interest all together here, telling me, this is price happiness right now for this market at this very second, 58 and 20, spot 22. We're trying to rally above that 9 EMA. I'm not buying it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Next step up, if I'm wrong, would be that VWAP up here that we've been kind of trading below for quite some period of time. Last but not least, I do want to show this Ether contract just on a daily chart, just so you guys could get the perspective of what is happening here. 7.4%. Let's pop it open here. We had a really, really nice trend line.
Well,
You're
well,
muted.
well.
Coming in to rescue.
I think he wanted to show the line, but the white van was like, "You are absolutely not showing that damn line." So, anyways, Jim is in a bit of a pickle. Um, this is why I'm always, like, should I really be showing you guys this stuff? Because, well, well, you guys saw what happened live in real time. Um, you can't show that line. We can't show that line. So anyways,
Okay.
I'm looking for some longs here, trying to grab some limits. If we go lower, this will probably be my hard stop on it. I will likely peel it off sooner if we don't really get what we want on the order flow perspective on the way down, but see what we can build into this. I think we could still breach some highs, but obviously we'll see if the market agrees. And if the order flow doesn't really turn for the longs, then there's no reason for me to really chase it. So we are going to see. Looks like they're really trying to press this thing right now. Staging bid on the DOM. We do have a reloading offer. So I might have to exit this here.
I
Being patient.
I guess we're rocking and rolling here, right? We're right on the 50% retracement from yesterday's low. So I'm long from that 68.54. It's the midpoint of the prior day's low to high, and we'll see if we can get a move off of it. I don't know. Doesn't
I'm
seem to
scratching out.
be leaking here.
Yeah, Jim got taken. Yeah, yeah. No, I can't, Eric, no, I can't just like fire off that indicator everywhere because you saw what happened to Jim. It's gonna happen to me. I would prefer it not to happen to me. So yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yep.
I do still prefer bids rather than shorts around this range, but I'm gonna wait until the market also prefers that so that I can get in. Jack, you said you were in at like the 650s?
Yeah, I'm like literally in right here at the 68.54, which is the 50% retracement from the prior day's low to the current high of the
Oh, you're
day.
talking ES.
Yeah, yes, Nasdaq's obviously still near the top of the range inside of kind of value area high the prior day, but a little bit of a divergence here in the sense that the ES is, pretty weak today, and the Nasdaq's still positive. I mean, I guess we're just
Right.
right where we closed yesterday, but it's been slow. It's been really slow. It seems to be everybody's waiting for Wednesday, and it's how it was yesterday, and it's how it was here today.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of divergence there. One is trading value area low, and one is still trading the highs, high range.
Yeah,
So,
like the streamer, you end up like Jim.
yep. You got like
Yeah,
some patio
I don't know
vibes
if
going
you're.
on over there.
my targets are definitely higher than I think we're going to get. I will eventually move them down. They're just actually what my bracket was set at, which was 20 points, and I have not moved it yet.
Order filled.
Let's see
So
if they can get continuation. Can I hear the SWAT team upstairs throwing Jim around? Oh yeah, it was so loud. They kicked the door down, all that stuff. There was all this commotion upstairs, and then next thing you know, production just threw us right into the stream, and then we're like, hello.
Where are you?
Jim's in a bit of a pickle, but we're here.
I did just get long the NQ too, so smell.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is just a failed push, and then we go back in the range, but we'll see. I'm holding off on it for now.
Yeah, it's a bid from here, or I think we're just gonna leak into close if we don't get anything going. 15 minutes to the last hour. Oh, I mean, yesterday, I don't know if you traded that close, but man, we did absolutely nothing to the last 5 minutes of the day.
Oh yeah, I was long the low of day and sat in it forever and just peeled it off at some point. I was like, you know what, this is good enough for me. And then it rips into the algo, and I was like, yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, so that was
That wasn't fun.
test the patience of you when you see those. You know, you're
It
like,
was
we're not moving, and then for whatever reason, there's just a big old market on close order. The NQ here just came into the retracement I had from the 1045 low to high. That's why I had that limit order. I heard like order filled. I was like, was that me or was that you? And I was like, oh wait, I have an order out on the NQ sitting there at a limit at 25,685 quarter in the NQ. So
Yeah, I think you're the only one on the show, I think, with the audible order filled sound still up, so it's gonna be you.
okay, that's good to know.
Good to know.
I didn't know that nobody else had that.
Yeah, if you hear it, that's your order.
Yeah. Good.
I think this might be a failed bid.
Check the river. I think tomorrow will be more interesting.
Yeah,
I already
definitely.
guessed.
Nick and I had like a 20-point range close stream yesterday, and it was terrible.
Morning was active.
Yeah, when I got on, I was like, it looks like morning was okay. It's not bad. Let's see if they do anything. And they just did nothing. So that wasn't cool. This is a bit interesting here.
Yeah, I looked at silver this morning. I know a couple of people are commenting on that. I haven't checked it since this morning, but boy, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see how that's how like super cycles end up trading. You know, we have silver kind of lead into the final boom, but yeah, we're just off highs in silver. I'm surprised gold had a bid this morning, but we've kind of just faltered back down into a slow range. But yeah, 4% move on over 4% move on silver.
Gold has been stuck in that range for a while.
Yeah. Is that a new all-time high for silver today? Yes, I believe it is. picked up in when silver bottomed in 2020. I went to like all of the local pawn shops in my area in with cash and just bought as much silver as they would sell me. In when it was like, but it was interesting because the futures price was like 15 or so, but they had like a $3 or $4 spread versus the futures price. If you go back to that wick and when we wick down in silver
You
on the
did $3 to
code,
$4 spread.
yeah, from the futures price to the physical.
That's kind of
I mean,
crazy.
it was pretty wild.
Silver is like the value play right now compared to gold, huh?
The value play. Yeah, the currency reset that's coming when the dollar fails. I forgot what there's like a website that tracks like the silver ratio. Have you ever heard of that one?
No,
I'm sure
I haven't.
the chat's seen it. It's pretty wild. Like it's like gold and silver dollar ratio. Anybody know what that is? Let's see here.
Nick, big silver guy, huh, Nick? Name all the silvers.
They did have silver bars. I think the biggest bar they had was like a kilo. So I had these like giant bricks of silver that weighed, I guess, a kilo. It's like, where am I going to put all this? Yeah, we traded all the way down to like $11 in the futures market. And then back up to like 30, about 30 was the high of that year. Yeah, silver is a big contract. And if they came out, I think they should come out with I would not be surprised to see them come out with a micro silver next year.
There's
They don't have
no, I
one,
didn't even
right?
know they didn't
They have like
have a
I
micro
think they have like a
silver.
half size or something. It's like, forgot. But yeah, it's
Well, if we keep talking silver, maybe more people will trade it, and then you guys will get it. But there's like a huge spread in silver though, or something, right? Oh, they
yeah,
do
there's
have a
like
micro silver. 1/5 the size.
it's a great thing to own. Let's go. Let bottom tick this
The long,
MNQ. Come on,
it's
baby.
turning.
I'm creating the bid. I love it. Just give me one of those close moves. Gold just picked up too. Oil's moving now. Oil's been doing nothing for the last 4 hours. Just got above this morning's swing high at 11 o'clock. And move this stop up does not need to be that wide. Here. Last I checked, which was yesterday, there's an 87% chance of a cut on the Fed Watch tool tomorrow. So if they don't cut tomorrow, things will be real interesting. Yeah, still priced in at 87%. 12% chance of a no cut tomorrow.
Well, young Bleezy. At this point, anyone that's betting on the Eagles, that's their fault. You know, before that last pick, I literally, my buddy was like, "Oh, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get the touchdown. It's gonna be, it's gonna be over." I was like, "I've seen this before. I just feel it right now. They're not getting the touchdown." I don't know what it was. Was it the formation? Did I just know that Devontae Smith and AJ Brown were gonna run useless routes? Which, yeah, they kind of just ran the route and stood there like it was done. I was like, I don't know what it is, but this seems so awfully familiar. And then I realized, maybe no one knows the Eagles like I do. Not even Kevin Patullo.
Are
So
you an
yes,
Eagles fan? Do you like
yeah.
that Bears game?
I didn't like the Bears game. I didn't like the Cowboys game. I didn't like yesterday's game. But I come in prepared. I come in prepared.
Yeah,
I think even Leo was messaging me before the game. I was like, you know what? Win or lose, I already know I'm going to be disappointed. It's just the way it is. They got a
right.
lot they need to figure out. Yeah, I know. When he threw the pick, got the ball and fumbled, I was like, now that is something. Pick and then fumble, same play. I was like, it's not looking good.
Oh, I saw that was the first time that's ever happened in history.
Yesterday was a crazy game, like for any like neutral fan. It was insane. It was madness. It was turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Well, as soon as I try to get in these longs, it stops right at my entry.
You get wrong here.
You're long at NQ off that poke, right? The poke lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Just
long
in
off of a failed attempt, put in a higher low, and
I like how anytime we like sweep the low and then instantly bid back above. I do love that type of price action. I mean, we swept the lows at 145. We swept the lows of 1245. We swept the lows of 1220 there in the NQ, and then just stop run, no continuation, bid back above. We'll see if we can get some follow through. The resistance level, like the midpoint of the prior day right now, the Nasdaq's 25,712. So if we can get bid above 25,712, I mean, I expect us to kind of stall up there, but maybe get a new high today. I'm looking for that close runner. I'm going to be probably just holding these in a close, looking for that bigger move.
you ever
But
just hold a swing?
yeah, I mean, I'll swing for an hour.
So no holding through the close for you?
No, I don't typically hold through the close. I like to sleep.
That's how
Well,
I
it's
feel
just
too.
like we're gonna back and fill. We're not in the market type where like it's worth holding through close, in my opinion. The only time I really like to hold through close is if you have an extremely volatile day and you're looking to hold for multiple days going into FOMC tomorrow. I'm not going to hold anything into that. Uh, I would expect a. It's been a lot. The FOMCs lately, just a lot of whipsaw action. It's stop run on highs, stop run on lows, and then it picks a direction. Usually 30 minutes after Jerome's off the mic. Yeah. So my thought process behind the MNQ, I had this limit order here, but this morning we were holding. Let me get my little fib tool out. So we were holding like halfway back. So it was like here, we held this 50% retracement in the morning. We had an ATR expansion down and then an immediate ATR expansion up, which often happens at the open because we obviously increase volatility as soon as the market opens. And then we held that 50% retracement again. Okay. And then there was another one here. I'll show you this. I'll show you where I got that level. I was drawing from the lows of, where is it? 1040 and 40 here. So this 1040, 1050 low. Yeah. To the high. That's that swing low too high. It was like I would consider that to be like a front run, meaning like there's orders placed in front of that, and I just was sitting with that limit there, waiting for it to come down, and we came down, and there was a set of buyers there. We're extremely low volatility, just like range trade with an overall bullish bias, And so I didn't really think we were going to be in market conditions where when we took out lows, we were going to get any continuation to the downside. And I kind of like the idea that we would sweep lows. And then also my ES position, where that was, that's the 50% retracement from yesterday's lows. The ES was in, it's the middle of the day. When we're in these like range trades, these range type environments, like, and we're moving really slow, they're usually good for like a bounce. Right now, it doesn't look like you're getting a whole lot of continuation just quite yet. But of course, got to let some time play out. It's not going to turn around and bust up. We're probably not going to move aggressively, I imagine, to like the last 15 minutes, possibly just like yesterday. So
Yeah, I'm trying to get some sort of position, but not hold anything that's not working immediately. So I've already scratched out of like 4 trades. Someone asked if my stops are always swing high or low. Yeah. I put stops out. You always want to put stops out. A lot of times they might be around swing highs or lows, but I'm generally going to peel off my trade before it hits a stop. The stop is in case some kind of, event occurs where price really spikes and it's the only chance to really get out without huge damage. That's what it's for. But right now I'm trying to get a pretty loaded position in, and you guys can probably see that I'm just flattening it as soon as I'm like, all right, it's not going to work right now. So it's one of those things. To me, the stop is definitely not something I want to hold to. It's there just in case price just drives straight to that spot without me being able to get out prior.
yeah, I mean, as far as days, it isn't a day to trade. I mean, technically, there's always a trading opportunity, I think, but you got to ask yourself. Sometimes I think you can get frustrated with slower price action and forced trades. You just got to make sure your mental stamina or mental capital is there, and that you're not forcing trades, or if you stare at the market too long without a position and you find yourself making errors, like I know I can do that, where I just get like bored and like trigger fingers. So it's just knowing where like I am psychologically and how I want to trade. Like, am I still patiently waiting and executing based on, a rule set, or because of the boring or slow tape? Am I breaking rules because I'm just not trading as sharp?
Yeah, don't be Jim. He has not made it back. Oh yeah, he's here. That was pretty funny. Gold trying to run. Oh yeah, gold. Literally just stuck in that range. It's insane. 30-point range, looks like.
How do I cope with losses? Usually a large bottle of whiskey. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. But I think you gotta have that. You gotta diagnose and like where did the losses come from? Large losses come from a few different things. They come from trading outside the size you're typically trading. So if you're normally trading like, let's say you're risking $100 per trade, and all of a sudden you decide that you're itching and you're moving to $500 per trade, that's going to create a massive losing day potentially. Another thing that's going to create a massive losing day is over trading. You're getting stopped out. You're immediately getting back in. You're either getting back in with the same bias, or you're getting back in with the opposite bias and it's not working. Like if you're in a range trade day and you try to buy the breakout and it fails, then if we go to the bottom range, you try to sell the breakdown, it fails, and it's just stop after stop after stop. I think you really have to recognize that your frustration and your mistakes are coming from like your lack of clear discipline, and do whatever you can to avoid that. So if you are trading within like a certain risk rule set, you should truly be avoiding massive loss days. And if you're trading within a rule set and still having massive losses that are outsized, you need to change your rule set to avoid that. And whether whether that means waiting a certain amount of time after a loss to avoid overtrading, or having the same unit size every single trade. You need to create some type of rule set and then stick to it. And then if you're not sticking to it, you have to ask yourself the personal question of what the heck is wrong with me? Like, why? Like, you be mad at yourself, fix it. Don't throw good money after bad. Cheers. Is cheers an English thing or is that an Australian thing?
Chat, you guys got the answer? Because I don't. I'm trying to like, I'm trying to imagine like someone saying it to me and what kind of accent it would be, and I just can't tell.
Yeah, English. Ask Kane. Cheers is cheers
Definitely
is
Texan.
cheers in America typically involves drinks. How many people are like, cheers, mate?
Yeah, it's yeah. Cheers over here is the same thing as saying, okay, now drink.
Yeah, and then you got to look them in the eyes, and if you don't drink after you cheers, it's bad luck.
Tex Trades says it's Texan. I'm sure there's
Um,
no bias there.
I was gonna say I don't know about that one, but I'm sure it's been adopted. Prost would
Oh,
be German.
you guys liking this price action here? It's cool, huh? Hit the like
Hit the like if you like the price action.
if you like. Hit the like if you like it. It's so good. And if we get enough likes, maybe it'll actually move.
We're like moving on average about like 12 points every 5 minutes in the Nasdaq. Will Ferrell. I've never been told I look like Will Ferrell.
Shap, Shap Cap. Is that a compliment or is that a diss?
Anchorman.
Jims, thanks for hitting the like. No. Chat wasn't so nice this morning, huh? Haters.
Um, I don't really look for head and shoulders formations. It's not a pattern I trade. I mean, I can see them, but I don't like look at a head and shoulders and decide to make a decision off of it.
Good game last night. Yeah, it was a good game. Definitely very action packed for sure. As a neutral, yeah, great game.
I have gotten Colin Jost before. All right, picking up.
They're finally moving it. See, we just needed to get a few more likes in and they
Yeah, I
move
think
it.
the likes are working.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get some subscribes. Boost it.
Do I use trailing stops or manually adjust? I trail stops if I'm already in runners. Otherwise, you gotta set them
Are you
manually.
using automatic trailing stops OXY, or are you using
No,
just okay?
just yeah, I just move it myself to wherever I think I want it to be. Yeah, no, I've never messed with like the auto trail. Have you?
I mean, I've definitely played with the function, but I've never used it consistently. I think
Hmm.
it's really good for like extremely volatile markets when like, you're getting in a trade and all of a sudden you're up 50 points and then you're down 25 like 3 minutes
Yeah,
later. Yeah, because it's almost when you're in that type of market environment, it's almost too hard to actually physically trail so fast.
right.
You can get moves going your way really quickly. We obviously do not have that type of market condition right now, but um,
What, you don't think this is fast?
depends depends on depends on your definition of fast. Not my type of speed, but
Do I set targets for runners or hold till it loses steam? I'll always have a target. But I'm not the authority here for sure because I don't really hold trades as long as like everyone else on this show. I'll just book the trade at some point and be done with it. Yeah. What up? What up? Trading this action is the best. I know. Yeah. Well, I'll be trading FOMC with you guys tomorrow, so
ooh, you're on for that.
I think I'm doing two tomorrow. I gotta do I'm doing midday markets, yeah, and then trade the close, FOMC. So it'll be interesting.
We're stalling at that 25,712 area in the NQs, which is the middle of the prior day's range right now.
That's
I
more
don't,
of a Jack question for sure. What do you think the outlook for next year will be?
yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I got an answer to that. I really don't try to have too much of I have levels that I know if we come into, I want to be a buyer on the long term, but I don't like anticipate when those are going to trade. It's more of like if they trade, what I want to do. I don't try to have too much of a higher bias. I mean, my targets right now on the higher time frame, I do think will make a new all-time high before we take out this most recent swing low, but that could change in 2 weeks, depending on the price action. Um, we're up. I think I looked the other day. We were up like 56% off the April low in the NQ. So that's pretty incredible. um, but I'm not an economist. I'm also really not like I think fundamentally pricing the market is pretty difficult. I think a better way to like look for real opportunities is like paying attention to pivotal support and resistance levels around events like the VIX expiration, which happens monthly. Um, Options expiration also happens monthly. The positioning around those events, if they happen around pivotal moments, is more important to me than anticipating what I think is going to happen over the next 12 months because I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm not a big macro guy, so chat, you know that. Say you were long right now, what would your targets be? Well, if you're long right now, you've got to be gunning for the highs and new highs. Um, my opinion. When I take most of those scratch outs like that, do you find it drains mental capital? How many scratches like that do you generally give yourself before just waiting for higher or lower? No, I do scratches because it protects my mental capital. That will start depleting at an exponential rate if I'm holding on to things, especially if I think it's turning against me and it's not what I thought it would be or develop into. So scratching out is actually my way of protecting the mental capital. So I don't, yeah, it keeps me in line. It keeps me feeling okay. Don't really feel any ways about it, honestly. How many scratches do I give myself? Well, you've got to be reasonable. It's not how many scratches, is how much have I already paid trying to get access into the trade idea. At a certain point, it's like, well, I've already paid way too much to try to get access to this. I don't want the trade idea anymore. Um, uh, where was the other question? Oh yeah, do you generally give yourself before just waiting higher or lower? Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, all right, if I've scratched out this many times, it's clearly because they're not making a choice. So why don't I just wait for them to make a choice, which is that higher or lower, and then, we'll start to do things. But yeah, it's my way of protecting mental capital, and I just, it is what it is. Sometimes it breaks your way, sometimes it doesn't break at all. And there's a trade all the time. There are 250 days of trade. There's no hurry. I don't hang on to like, okay, well, it's got to be a green day. It's got to be, not a red day. I think the weekly performance is my smallest time frame of where I'm looking at things from like an equity standpoint or a equity curve standpoint. One day's outcome means nothing, like absolutely nothing. So one of the toughest things I learned is when not to trade really small. Yeah. Do I look at CVD? No, I don't. It doesn't really speak to me. That's the thing. I know a lot of people that use it and they use it, to their success, but to me, the input becomes very, what's the word? It's such a redundant input when I'm looking at everything else. So having that also on doesn't give me more information. It just gives me it's added information that won't benefit me or will lead me astray or give me analysis paralysis. So if I'm looking at, the DOM, the price ladder, it's as immediate of a time frame as you can get. The CVD doesn't really add to that. Then I've got the footprint. It doesn't, yeah. I don't really play, CVD divergence and stuff like that. I'm a very matter of fact guy when it comes to my chart. What are they doing? What are they not doing? And it could be simply that. I don't really do the CVD where some people might spot a divergence and be like, well, there's something under the hood that people aren't really catching on to. Like, that's just not the lens that I prefer. I'm like pure auction market theory. What have they done? What have they not done? And if they've made this choice here, what does it mean going forward and where might it land us? And that's just my approach. It's always going to be like unwaveringly. So that's the reason I don't use CVD. I don't really, the best way I can describe it is like a boogeyman. I don't really look for boogeymen in the markets. It is what it is, 100%. It's doing what it's doing, or it's not doing what it's not doing. And then it's all auction market theory. So how I trade G line, like anybody else. Any trades for me this morning? No, I literally just pulled up my charts for this stream. So I'm actually red right now. Yeah, I'm having a sit on a red day with some scratches. What's up, Omni? Ready for a nap? Well, the market's ahead of you. They're already napping. Fiber optic, you were told XY never has a red day? Somebody lied to you. You haven't seen the competitions we do? I'm in perpetual drawdown. I seen it. One of us. Dr. Steve, I appreciate that. That's quite a compliment. Yeah, fiber, that's exactly my approach. You're either winning or you're losing. And then when everyone's long and you're behind them, you've got to go short because if you're long with them, well, you're not going to catch them. Is my volume profile on the right? Yeah, this is RTH. So on this chart, RTH only. Over here, these are daily profiles and a 5-day rolling. How big of an influence is the tape reader? I would say it's like a temperature check. Temp check more than like execute off of it kind of thing. A lot of stuff is just really a temperature check. It's like if I were to draw a trend line, right? You know, I would use that as a temperature check. Obviously, you guys don't see me draw them because I don't really draw them or pay attention to them, but it's an example. Or like the EMAs, right? My EMAs are not like, okay, these are executional tools or components. They're temperature checks. What are we doing in relation to what the EMAs are doing, et cetera, et cetera?
I don't trade nat gas, so I really don't like to. I mean, it looks like I just pulled it up, but it's like down 6% here today. I would say it being down 6%, I'd probably be more enticed to short pops just as a general momentum idea. I don't know if we swept the lows going back to November 18th. I think we need like some bigger liquidation. We're aggressively selling out of that high in that gas. So I personally wouldn't be looking for longs until I'd like to see a long work before I try to take a long in that gas, just looking at that daily chart.
My bad, friend. You know those lines, they're proprietary. They're very strong. My bad. Competition is super difficult. Yeah. I mean, it's like a game within a game against the other gamers. So it is quite a different experience. Like I said, for me, it's win or lose. You know, there's no second place, third, fourth. Trend lines are key to financial freedom. The good ones are, as long as you don't talk about the other ones.
Discipline is key.
How do I read and interpret leg to leg? Uh, Pretty simple. Okay, this is a decent example. Let me see which one's a better example. All right, let's just look at this one. So, as the market's been chopping through this, right? We haven't made, so I have it set for 50-point rotations right now. As we've entered this range from, let's say, down here, after it reset, coming back up into this range, we have not made a 50-point move against it. So it hasn't reset, but it keeps information more short term, more immediate. And right now, as we've entered this range and started to balance here for what's 3.5 hours now, um, these are the deltas that are being put in. So on the downside, when you get to the 705 down to like the 697, there's a huge passive bid here. And how do we see that? Well, there's so much delta, especially in these 703 down to the 700 price. Someone is just, or many people, they're just reloading that bid. It could be that even 700 number. It could be this. It could be that. It could be, demons in the floor, angels in the sky, secret algos, whoever kidnapped Jim. It could be anything, anybody. But the fact is, it is a huge bid that the sell side is chewing through. They're not done, but they're still willing to transact with that passive bid. And the idea is, well, okay, now we know somebody's here. And if the sell side can't get through that bid, they can't chew it, they can't fill it, then it tells me there is more bid than sell then in this range. And what happens then if the sell side tapers off? They stop trying to sell into that bid, or they sell through that bid and they don't get what they want, right? Which was that first when Jack got long, they finally chewed through that bid, came down, didn't put in too much volume and came back, and now they're interacting with that same bid spot again. So it keeps information very immediate so that I can use that, to gauge if I want to interact, if I want to enter, where would it be, what's happening now at these prices versus what happened prior at these prices. Now, I mean, I hope this is all making sense. I'm literally word vomiting out, so that's the leg to leg. As we reach higher into these ranges right here, you can see that, yeah, they are still selling these 720s, willingly. And when price gets above where they're willingly selling, no one's willing to buy it.
Target filled.
That's me.
Target filled.
I'm getting out of these trades. They're just kind of going nowhere.
Yeah, so that's leg to leg. Hopefully that made sense to you. If not, you can ask a follow-up and I'll try to clarify that. No promises. The Stussy, hey, Tex, relax. We don't need everyone knowing about that secret strategy, all right? We break it out when we absolutely need it in case of emergency. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yeah, I do. It's XYZ Trades, I think. I'm pretty sure. I haven't posted. I'm gonna start posting on it again. It's been a minute. Yeah, we've been working on so many things. I haven't had time to make the videos for you guys, but I have two in the pipeline that have been made a long time ago, probably a month or two ago. I will dish them out on the channel. If production can help me link it, that would be great. But I'm pretty sure it's the same as my Twitter handle. I do a bad job at keeping track of this stuff, so. Stuff to come. I've been slammed with a bunch of stuff lately. I mean, we all have. And then I had to make the playbook for painting the tape and et cetera, et cetera. Do I go live? No, I'm live here only.
Mia448. I'm not sure I fully understand your question. If you can rephrase it. I don't use it. I'll try to answer how I think it's written, but I don't use the average true range for targets. I do use it for stop losses. And then what I will do is if I'm in a trade and we're not moving, like I basically just was, and we're at an ATR, which we were at in the NASDAQ, I was up about 19 points. That's what my ATR is. And the ES was, I was down like 2 ticks and I'd been in the trade for 25 minutes. I'm just taking it off because the market's telling me that my entry is not great. I mean, there's not been a great reaction. We could trade down to another level. I prefer to be in trades that are immediately moving your way, or in, market conditions like we're currently in. I'll get in, and if the ATR on the 5-minute chart is 19 points, and then 25 minutes later, I'm up 19 points, and that's it. We're not moving greater than what the market is averaging. So I don't want to be in an average trade. I want to be in a great trade or a good trade. So I'll just take it off and just wait for another limit. Like I'll look the limit maybe another level, but we need to press through these lows, I think, in the NQ or in the ES possibly, or bid higher first. I just don't see a whole lot of reason to be in risk right now.
Yeah, it's Orfo Labs indicator. Last vid was 2 months. Yeah, I guess it's been 2 months. We were working on painting the tape, right? And there was just so much to do, even outside of painting the tape. And well, now that my playbook's finally out, I can focus on other things. Painting the tape is pretty much on a hiatus because Stowe's on a break and we're not going to be able to dish out podcasts without him. So yeah, that's just how it's been. And that's why you guys, I mean, the last one was with Kane. That's why I was in Japan. So I don't know, maybe like a month ago. Yeah, time flies. A month ago. So while we're going to figure out the future of painting the tape, I'll just start posting for you guys. I mean, I'm getting so many requests all the time. I do have 2 that I've already made long ago. So I'll dish those out onto YouTube for you guys. And then moving forward, if I have the time, I'll just make some stuff for you guys. But no promises. It's free, so you can't get mad at me for not giving you anything.
What are the indicators on the bottom of your chart? It's something I've created that measures 5 different criteria, and it oscillates and gives me a point value based on that 5 criteria. And the 5 criteria are above or below VWAP, above or below the parabolic SAR, which is that dashed red line you see on my screen, above or below swing high or swing low, and then above or below what I call a leg start, which is a 3-bar continuous move. So if you look at my screen, you'll see this white dot here in the NQs. We have 3 bars lower, so we're below that. That'd be a -1 value. Same thing in the ES. So right now, the oscillator is reading -3 in the ES, and it just turned to -1 in the NQ. So that would be a bearish reading on the oscillator. The lower it is on the oscillator, so like obviously -3 is more bearish than -1. And it's just like something I look at for biases. I like to look at it on multiple time frames, but it's something I've created that just is oscillator of 5 different indicators. And as far as Pow right in the kisser goes, referring to Jackie Gleason and the Honeymooners, I am aware of Jackie Gleason and who he is. And I think we're probably somewhere related down the lines of our lineage going back to a small town in Ireland, but I unfortunately do not know him personally, although I do know if you look up at his house is based on a Fibonacci spiral, and it's really cool.
What is the compression on Delta profile? Right now I have it at 12. It's honestly what my compression setup for the profile is absolutely meaningless. I just want to see it and not have it take up too much space. So it's changing with market ranges. Is the episode with Kane actually out? Find out. No, does not mean it's back to Discord live streams. Unfortunately, I am sorry. All my live streams are on NT Live. If you make Dom content where you talk over and explain, that would be sick, man. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. What do I do when I'm not trading? Oh man, it could be anything. And that's the beauty in
Down
it.
the loud section.
Online loud section lately. Yeah, Black Friday did some damage. Please send Stowe regards. Yeah, Stowe is, I mean, guys, I talk to him very frequently. He'll be back. He's fine. He's not in a ditch or anything or in Jim's closet. He's fine. I talk to him on a regular basis. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We didn't exactly have plans to utilize Painting the Tapes YouTube channel in like in the near term. So I might just be posting stuff on my YouTube, And yeah, maybe I'll start getting stuff out to you guys. I'm not the best Furu influencer, as you guys have noticed, right? My Twitter isn't very large. I don't really get like influxes of uh followers because I'm not really replying to too many things or posting much. I think all my posts are like trying to promote the show. So give me a follow, guys.
Order submitted.
Yep. I wish I could just make that command and make the market move, but I don't have that kind of power.
I mean, not with that attitude. You got to believe.
I guess just pretend that I can move the market.
You got to manifest.
I like trading at like night, and you're like, oh, I can actually move the order, the book a tick.
You can see like, hey, those are my 3
buyer.
lots.
Yeah, I'm the first buyer on this number. I'm just staggering. I'm going to stagger some limits below us if we can wash out to this morning's kind of support area in the ES. But I'm glad I decided to get out of those trades for a very small win.
Yeah, Fiber. I'm NT Live's exclusive Furu. Well, to be for the record, I say Furu not to insinuate that everything's fake. It's just even if you're real, I'm gonna say Furu because that's just what it is now. You never know who's fake or real. And so you just take it for what it is. Do they teach you anything or do they not? I'm not concerned about whether they extract actual profits from the market. Is the information they give out useful or is it not? And so everyone's a Furu to me, even myself. Well, I'm aspiring, kind of lazy with it, but hey, maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, I've converted these indicators on a few different platforms.
This offer is taking the wheel. Let's see a bid and let's see what comes of it. So obviously the 700s are very key. We're running out of time. It's about 15 minutes till algo. So 100 lot just popped up and disappeared. Maybe they're chasing a fill or something. Good afternoon, Job. Hmm. Sell side, sell side. What are you gonna do?
Just a stair stepping.
This is 100 lot just clicking around, canceling the order. Anime secret lover? Yeah. Yeah, hate it here. Mahagi, I don't have one available to show you right now, but hopefully not too long from now, I will. We are trying to develop one uh, that we can use on NinjaTrader. 100 lot is my grandma. She's not serious. Yeah, I can tell. She's trying to click around, trying to find the price, but I don't think she's able to find it. She keeps moving it and canceling the order. Good afternoon, costs. I can't believe they've done this to us, man. Literally like a 15-point range. It's not even an exaggeration. It's a 15-point range. Chad, is this even legal?
Well, we'll get our volatility tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll let them figure out their feelings.
Uh, oh, Pekka, are you asking me that question?
Omni, that sounds pretty standard for that kind of trade there. So it looks like sell side came out of that range and just decided we don't want to do anything. The market actually decided that seemingly 4 hours ago. Do I have an X account? Yeah, I do. It's XYZ Trades.
little bit of divergence between the indexes with a new afternoon low in the ES and nothing in NASDAQ so far. I could fall asleep.
Well, the market already
My
did.
X is just Jack Gleason.
Maybe production can plug it in for him. He's got the he's got the trader on Instagram. Insane.
The
Hey, my
OG.
offer's still my offer's still there if you want
Bro,
to.
I'll let you know. I'll
50
put it in my
bucks.
will for you.
50 bucks.
Kane tried to get me to give it to him a while ago. I was like, absolutely not.
Don't give it to me, man. I'm gonna start scamming people with it.
But yeah, I could fall asleep right now. But I don't know. If we hold this low, I'm feeling a last 20-minute rally. But it's like, can I get an entry? I don't really want to. I puked out my NQ and ES positions, and I'm okay with it. I think we're gonna run up. If we run up this, like I don't see anything big, like maybe 4 points.
ES has just been kind of steady, at least going lower, maybe a few ticks at a time, but NQ is just not. Honestly,
I have
everything.
not made any NinjaTrader tutorial videos, but maybe I will. On how to set up what I'm looking at least. It's just so normally I'm looking at 4 different markets, but we're splitting the screen share, so I just have 2 that are visible, but there's always opportunity. I mean, with higher volatility also comes higher risk. You get your targets hit faster, but you typically have to trade with bigger stops as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I prefer medium markets. Like if you traded through COVID, there was days that I thought were untradeable because the moves were so large and so fast. Like we're talking 600.5-minute candles. Like at that point, it's just so outside of what I'm comfortable with that I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna watch this.
Yeah, there is no size that you can put on to be safe with it. Like not even a micro. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
I got stopped out on a CPI report with like 80 points of slippage, which is the most slippage I've ever had. And it was a 400-point drop, and about 250 of that was like in a second. Nadex is officially closed. So no, I'm no longer trading Nadex. They literally just shut down today. They were bought out by they bought out by IG Group, then they got bought out by crypto.com, and they just closed the product. It's like Twitter shutting down Vine. Yeah, so as of today, so I cannot trade it. I actually went to place a trade the other day, and then like they told me that I couldn't, and I was like, why can't I place a trade? And I shot him an email, and then I woke up to an email from them that they're closing the product. I was like, oh, okay. So no. I mean, I don't know what market participants. I don't know their names. Do you know the market participant names, XYZ? And
I'm not a big market participant guy, but hey, if you guys are in the chat, name all of them then.
yeah, name the market participants. I have a few friends here in Chicago that work at like market making firms like Optiver, Citadel, Wolverine, and I tell you what, they never not have a position. There's never, ever, ever a time where they don't have positions on. So they're always participating. They're just not participating with extreme size. They're participating though.
Pop up to 25,717, please. You guys are long, huh? This is insane, man. There's no way I want to touch this. But I hope for anyone that's long, this does rip. Upsides seem a lot more likely than downsides, but not enough for me to want to put any risk on, that's for sure. Just a P-shaped profile.
Yep. Was hoping we get a little lower in the ES, but I got a level here at 50.75. But yeah, you're not going to get a big move. That's fine. You don't use a big stop. You got to adjust to the market. The market is going to change all the time, day to day, week to week, month
Hour
to
by
month,
hour,
year to
even.
year.
Like, you guys had a
Especially
good
on stuff.
steady up move for like what, an hour and a half, and then the market decided that's enough for today. I wouldn't even say it was steady. Jeez, this is super choppy in the morning.
Yeah,
In hindsight, just looking at how the day was now, for anyone that's been trading it, this looks actually terrible. Well, it would have been for me at least if I were trading it.
Andreas, the trade club is no longer in existence down there. So I was down there. I talked to Austin, but I haven't seen Mike in a bit. I don't actually know if he trades still. But
Trade club, you said?
yeah, it was
Wasn't that something with I mean, I don't know them, but it was like these two guys who started like a trading warehouse thingy.
yeah, it was Austin and Mike. I used to go down there. It was pretty cool, but it was just a poor business model because they weren't really educating in there. They were just trying to bring in traders, and it was in Naples, Florida. And it's like, how many traders are in Naples, Florida that want to rent a desk? They were renting out desks.
Uh-huh.
So it just ended up being a really expensive office for them. Um, but yeah.
Was it kind of like an even, like they just mutually, because like, do they still talk?
Austin runs an algorithmic.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I've built a couple algos with him, but yeah, I don't know really what their personal. I know they saw each other because I actually had lunch with Austin last week, but he said he saw Mike, and I don't think they like keep in touch a lot because I don't really think Mike trades anymore. But
Hmm.
he used to trade small caps. Austin was always futures, but he's gone fully automated.
Yeah, I remember seeing those guys on YouTube all the time, and then it stopped, and I was like, I wonder if there's some beef.
Yeah, I know
And then
Austin's got no hard feelings about anything, but anytime I think things close down, people might
there's
feel a
always
certain type
something.
of way.
Yeah, I forgot it even existed until I heard Trade Club. I was like, where have I heard that before? I was just
I
sitting
mean,
here
it
like,
was
what
super
the hell is
cool.
that?
It was super. Their logo was sick. I have a couple of I have some of their gear.
We got some vintage merch.
I got some vintage merch, bro. You can't get it anymore. It says anti-retail retail trade clubs. Like I got two hoodies. It's like trade club on the front and then anti-retail retail trade club. It's actually
Those
kind
are
of
authentic pieces.
fun.
Authentic.
Yeah. I told them I wanted to remake them.
What did they say? No, they didn't let you?
He was just like, oh, Austin was like, I'm gonna get. I mean, he wouldn't care. He's like, I'm gonna get algo exchange. He's like, I gotta get algo exchange gear. I'm like, it's
Mm.
just not as cool.
Yeah, it's not the same. Trying to stir the pot. I mean, yeah, if there's a little bit of tea. Well, what are we gonna do? Look at this market. Hit the likes if you guys like tea. All right. Just do something. Hit the
And
likes. Do something.
NQ never retested my entry there at 25,685, but at some point you just gotta cut it. I'm hoping I just get wicked down real quick in the ES and like pop up like
Attention traders,
5 points.
it's algo time.
Thank goodness.
Nice. We got some Kane audio clips. Popping above here at the most recent swing high
New high day on
in
NQ.
the NQ.
It's so crazy how NQ is at the highs and ES is at the lows. This is like 100%.
Yeah. What is that about?
They're clearly not talking.
They don't know each other's positions. We're gonna get the same thing as yesterday. Just I don't know how big was that move in the Nasdaq. I know the ES is like 13 points in the last 5 minutes. I forgot what the Nasdaq was.
Yesterday?
Yep.
Yesterday was like a 200 something point range
Well,
only.
the 60-point move in the last 5 minutes of the day in the Nasdaq, and it was about 13 in the ES.
Yeah, me and Nick were stuck in a 15-point range for 90 minutes, which is similar to today. Yeah.
For sure. All right. If we go higher in the US, I'm actually going to want to flip my bid to an offer. Limit higher. Little jam fest. That's why you can't chase it up here. Just like a lot of two-sided. Nasdaq definitely set up better for the breakout of the high today, though. I would not be surprised to see that thing just hop through highs, but I would be fading that in the Asia session if we're still up there.
Usually trade Asia.
Sometimes it depends on the positioning of because a lot of times, like if I mean, right now we're dead, so. But if we're like a lot of times we can be positioned in Asia, like right at the open for continuation. So I'll take a look at it for 30 minutes, especially if I'm just like around, I got nothing going on. Like I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I'll just take a look at the markets and just look for one or two good opportunities. And oftentimes you just take that quick move and you can pretty quickly, if you get in, if you have position, you can just adjust your stop and look for a decent move. I know traders that specifically trade the Asia session, just only on a few days, because you have to have like a close type where we're going to have continuation, or some days like if we have what like I refer to as a salmon run close, which is where you continue selling off past the cash close into the futures close. So that would be from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. If we are below the low of the day or above the high of the day, that's like a really good watermark that we need to stay above or below, or the market's gonna reverse. So that like it really depends on how we close.
Globex strategies. You ever do London? Or are you always sleeping?
Yeah, London's a little tough. I gotta have like, there's got to be a really specific market condition for me to want to wake up in the middle of the night, because the thing is, I'm just fatigued during the day. So if I am trading London, like my New York morning session is done for.
Yeah,
like I gotta have.
Better be worth it. XY value sleep, absolutely. Honestly, NinjaTrader just like psyoped me and reconfigured my sleep schedule a little bit, so now I can do more of these morning streams. And like, yeah, I think they just swindled me, honestly. They got me good.
No, they faked you out with that up move. Right back down.
You wanted to offer that, right?
What?
Did you say you wanted to offer that?
I did
That
want to
high?
offer it, but we didn't get as high as I want. I would have offered 56 half in the ES, but we didn't get there. I was like, if we
50s.
go lower first, I'm buying. If we go higher first, I'm selling. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I still might get this quick little, basically going to be a scalp, which normally isn't my style, but we'll take it. We'll take it if they give it to us.
Chat, you better hit the like. You better hit the like.
Order filled.
There it is.
Something's happening.
My steps are. Watch us just go down straight down 20 points now.
No, they found a bid down there. So let's see if they have the same idea as you, but there's it's there.
No, it's either that or we're taking out low of the day.
ES is like just driving this thing
This is the
lower, but
open
NQ
here.
is trying to hold it. They're clearly not talking to each other. It's like two different sets of order flow between the two right now. It's weird. It's so weird.
Stop filled.
NQ just looks way more bid. It's weird.
All right, bring me back up to 54s. Guys, we're holding the market up.
You guys want to know who's they? Who's them? You're looking at them. The market participant. Yeah, NQ just found a lot of bid down there. ES took a lot longer to find them. Jim, how'd you get out? How'd you escape?
It's resurrected.
I got out, man. That's all I know. I'm back.
Yeah, see, that's why you cannot mess with Jim. They didn't get far. I already know it.
Man, I started talking about ether and they cut my mic.
Well, because you were going to show the trend line. You cannot. You know how they feel about that. You can't show that kind of stuff, Jim.
It's too powerful, I know.
It's yeah. See, I try to tell you guys. You guys think I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, it was something. I'm mesmerized with this trade though, Jack.
Frenton says still waiting to see that line. No, he can't show it.
I don't want. I got to wait at least until these guys are off because I don't want to cut them off.
They
when I
gave
get-
him a stern talking to in the van.
Don't show that line.
Do not show that line.
It's a beautiful line, also.
Hold that
You're gonna
line.
hear Jim's stream in the background. A door just get kicked down.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Throwing flashbang.
It's like get on the floor.
So, Jack, would you take this into overtime if necessary or no?
Yeah, I will definitely hold it past. I mean, if it doesn't hit either of my levels, I will hold it into like 430 the latest. But I mean, I think I wouldn't have to hold it that long.
Yeah.
I think it would probably fill either direction by 415.
Yeah. I thought the 52s were going to stick and they didn't. So this is a better
That
fill.
NASDAQ loses it though, this thing's toast.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised with the way that NASDAQ's holding on. This ES down here.
NASDAQ is absorbing a lot of sell to see if they've got enough. Is there enough bid that can hold this off? Because they're just pressing into it right now.
Yeah, we're approaching. There's a new low there in the ES.
Man, oh man, look at that. It's a perfectly placed stop. I don't want to jinx you, man. I don't want to say anything.
Don't say anything though. It's no sweat. I mean, it's
I know. When you guys trade, I get stressed out.
good. Good.
It's when
Jim
Leo doesn't move a
cares.
stop, I just freak out.
Cortisol just
I can't even
spiking.
watch.
You guys hear that? He cares.
I do care. Wish everybody is successful. Oh,
Give me
there you
those
go.
colors.
We got a little green going.
Give me that
This
hammer
is
to
our
close.
Super Bowl. This is
Let's
our Super
go.
Bowl today.
Let's go. I mean,
You don't want to take on that ball.
Mendoza has the ball right now. We're gonna score.
Mendoza has the ball.
Come on, man. It's our Heisman Trophy winner. No, the bell has rung, gents. Great job as usual. Appreciate you two together, your banter. Great job. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Tomorrow's a big day. I just kind of want to outline that before we all go. We have regular start in the morning, but we have special guest Joseph Wang in the morning. Is going to be with us in the morning gap. Then me and Pax are going to be live for Tape Talk tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. Looking forward to that. Trade the Open. We have the Big Cat coming back with Kane. Trader Kane. They're going to be here at 9 o'clock. Then they're going for a while here until midday markets are going to start at 11 with Joey and XY. XY is coming back tomorrow.
Yes, twice. Midday and then the close FOMC.
Yeah, well, we're taking a quick, it'll be a quick lunchtime. No workout for me during lunch tomorrow because we're going to start early. We're starting at 1:45 p.m. We're going to have live FOMC coverage, and there's going to be four of us. There's going to be me, Shy, Craig Shapiro, and Blake Morrow is going to be with us as well. And we're going to cover 1:45 all the way till 2:30, really, and analyze what's going on and whatever documents we can get our hands on. So that's going to be great. And then at 2:30, XY is coming back, doing double duty tomorrow with Nick for a tick to trade the close. And we should have some fireworks tomorrow on the close, I hope.
Hope so.
And anyway, everybody, thanks for being here. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the subscriptions, by the way. The subscribe button is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Click on that. Helps the network out, and we appreciate it. And then you'll get alerts. You'll never miss a stream. You'll never miss some of this great content. We have new folks coming and going all the time. We have a lot of good content planned for you next year as well. So we appreciate that subscribe button. It is free just to go ahead and click on that. Having said all that, let's give some thumbs up and thank you, Jack and XYZ, for a great afternoon.
You're welcome. Have a great day,
See you,
Jim.
chat.
And, have fun tomorrow, XY. That'll be a lot more interesting than today or yesterday.
Oh,
So.
yeah. It always is. Yep.
Awesome, man. All right, everybody. Most important message of the day, as usual, please be safe out there and be good to each other. We will see you tomorrow.